Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FCS Football channel. And today we are back with another match preview, this time for Manchester United versus Real Sociedad in the Europa League. And of course, it is a huge Europa League game. United must win the game and win it by a margin of 2 goals to qualify top of our Europa League group. Now, before we go in further into the preview, we, of course, will have a watch-along for the game tomorrow. Wasn't meant to, but things have changed, and now we do, which is nice. So the details for said watch-along are on my side. So kickoff is at 6:15, so we'll go live about 20 to 6 and 20 past 5 for the watch-along. So please tune in for that. Be there or be square, as they say. And let's actually get into the preview. And obviously, I spoke about how close the group is, and this is how close it is. Manchester United currently sits second, 12 points from a available 15, while Real Sociedad have that 15 from 15. However, of course, how the Europa League works, and all European competitions work for that matter, it goes, obviously, points, then it goes to head, and then it goes to goal difference. So, with Manchester United having lost to Real Sociedad 1-0 in the opening group game, it means we have to beat them by 2-0, or by 2 goals, to go above them on head-to-head, should we obviously win the game. A draw wouldn't be enough, because obviously we don't have enough points. Theoretically, if we were on the same amount of points, a draw, and we had a high goal difference, a draw again still wouldn't be enough, as their head-to-head would be better than ours. So, while we have already secured qualification and advancement into the next round, we do have to win the game. And I'm sure we can. And it's going to be a hard game to win, of course, because Real Sociedad are a quality team. But it's a game we are capable of winning. Should we play what we perform at our level. 2-0 is going to be a hard scoreline to get, but I'm sure we're more than capable. Especially you look at some of the performances we've put in recently, including the game we last played against West Ham. While we didn't rack up all the goals in the last 20 minutes or so, it was kind of more of a hold-on job. We were the better team throughout that game. We scored a great goal through Marcus Rashford, and the ball in from Eriksen was fantastic. And I look at this Manchester United team, I do think there's goals coming from everywhere at times. And I think Real Sociedad, they've got a few injuries, which we'll get to in a bit. But we are capable of beating them. And if you look at our last game against Real Sociedad, which we did lose, like I mentioned earlier, 1-0, that was via a penalty. And if you remember the penalty, like I do, it wasn't a penalty. Lisandro Martinez goes sliding in to block the shot, and as he goes sliding it hits his hand. I think it's a ludicrous penalty. I really, really do. And I think it's awful officiating that has been given as a penalty. But what can you do? You kind of have to move on and kind of accept it. And we have to kind of put right what we got wrong in that game. Now, when it comes to team news, we'll start off with Real Sociedad. Now, they have got a couple of players injured. So, Kubo is out with a shoulder injury. Oyozabal, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. He's out with an ACL injury, which has seen him out for the majority of the campaign. And however you pronounce that, and David Silva, obviously the former Manchester City player, are all out. I'm not quite sure why David Silva and however you pronounce that is out with. The Man United website have just said they are both likely to miss out, so we'll go with that. Now, Vinicius Jr. has just scored. It's 4-0 Real Madrid in their game against Celtic. But when it comes to Real Sociedad, last time they played us, and what we imagine they'll play again, is that 4-3-1-2. Kind of the diamond. And I think a key player for them, with the amount of players they've got out, with David Silva missing, with Oyarzabal, with Kubo missing. I think the big man, Mikel Marino, will be such a key player for them in this game. I think he was fantastic at Newcastle, in my opinion. I really, really liked him there. Got his move back to Spain to Real Sociedad. I think he's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder. He's got a good passing range, very good on the ball, wins the ball back really well as well. He's just a very, very good player, Mikel Moreno. And I think if you can kind of stop Mikel Moreno in this game, you can really stop Real Sociedad from getting a grip of it. That being said, I think their striker, Snorloff, is a fantastic striker as well. And he's a physical presence, and I think that will be a real test for Lisandro Martinez in this game. Kind of just that ultimate target man, someone who is 6'3", 6'4", who his game is based around trying to be dominant, trying to bully defenders, and it's like I say, it's going to be a real task and real challenge for Lisandro Martinez. When it comes to United, obviously, we're going away from home, so we have got a travelling squad. This is it. So it's De Gea, Dubravka and Vitek for our goalkeepers. The defenders looking a lot better than it did in our last game. Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Martinez, Malacia and Shaw. So 3 centre-backs, 2 full-backs either side. That's what we like to see. That's depth, which is important, of course. And I'm happy to see all these players back. In the midfield, we've got Casemiro, McTominay, Fred, Donny van der Beek is back. And in the squad with Zidane, Bale, Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes. And our forward line is where we are weakest. We've got Elanga, Garnacho, Pellistri, Cholatire, Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not the end of the world, that starting lineup, that forward line. However, Elanga, Garnacho, Pellistri and Cholatire, this is kind of out of their depth. Especially Garnacho, Pellistri and Cholatire. Pellistri's yet to even start a game, a professional game for Manchester United or a proper game for Manchester United. So he will almost certainly not play. Garnacho, he played well against Sheriff, but the occasion's too big. Cholatire, again, the occasion's far too big for a player who's not even on Garnacho's level. And then Elanga, maybe he could play. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, obviously we didn't do a watch along for the first game because I was away, but I watched a bit of the. Well, I watched all of the game really. It was on the day, unfortunately, the Queen died. From what I can remember, and I was really impressed with Elanga against Real Sociedad in that home leg. I was surprised he came off when he did. I believe he came off at half time. But I thought in that first half he was fantastic. And potentially we could see that all over again. So obviously when it comes to players that are missing, the key players are Jadon Sancho, Anthony Martial, Anthony and Rafael Varane. Martial should be not travelling as well. But Sancho, Martial and Anthony are all just not travelling. They're all in. I believe. Well, Sancho's in training. Martial, sorry, is in training. Sancho and Anthony, I don't believe are in training. But I'm not 100% sure what the injury is for those three or those two. Sorry. But what I do know is that they're not travelling, so that's why that's written for them. Martial, obviously, was out with a back injury. He is slowly but surely coming back into the team. He's in training, but just not deemed quite fit enough to travel with the squad, which is the right thing to do, in my opinion. I don't think we should be rushing players back. I think that's something that in the past we have certainly done. Martial himself has spoken about how he's been rushed back to training in the past and not fully recovered from injuries. I don't like that. So I'm happy Martial is being given the game off, even though he is someone that ideally we would have and we would be starting. When it comes to the teams I believe Erik ten Hag will play, I think he will go with Elanga. I think more or less this is the team. Well, this is the exact same team that started against West Ham, apart from Elanga comes in Well, actually, no. Did Alanga start against West Ham? Certainly did. Let me just check. Yeah, no. I think he'll go with the exact same team that started against West Ham. I don't see a reason why he wouldn't. I think he, similar to Ragnick, quite likes Anthony Alanga. I think he doesn't want to kind of try something out. He wants to go with something that worked. It worked in the last game against West Ham. So I think he sticks with it. I personally wouldn't quite go with that. I would actually change the system. So I would go with this. So De Gea in goal, Dalot, Maguire, Lissandro Martinez, and Luke Shaw. That back four has to stay the same. In a midfield three, I would actually then go with Casemiro, Donny van der Beek, and Christian Eriksen. I would bring Donny van der Beek in. I think he came on against, was it Sheriff? And was very, very good. Get him playing more minutes. Alongside Christian Eriksen and Casemiro in that midfield three. Allowing them to break forward and get bomb forward. And then allows Bruno Fernandes to play on that right wing where we saw him play against Sheriff in our last game. In that 3-0 win. We saw Marcus Rashford kind of come in kind of central and Bruno Fernandes move out to the right wing. And that would be certainly something I would be happy to see us try and experiment with. And obviously allows us to play that 4-2, that 2-3-5 shape. But players like Van der Beek and Christian Eriksen, as we saw against West Ham, are capable of moving out into the wide areas. And these three midfielders are all able to rotate with each other. And just kind of be quite dynamic, and I think that will help kind of get this 3 points that we desperately need, and will help us get top of the Europa League group where we have to kind of finish, because I mean you're looking at some of the teams dropping down from the UEFA Champions League. You got Barcelona. I mean let me get them up now. But you got we've got Barcelona. We've got. Is it Sporting Lisbon? Right, so obviously we've got some Champions League games playing today, but we got Ajax dropping in. We've got Leverkusen, Barcelona, Sporting Lisbon. Potentially AC Milan, but more than likely we're going to see Salzburg. Those two play each other, so the winner goes through. If it's a draw, Milan go through. Shakhtar is going to drop in. Sevilla, I believe, are dropping in. Yes, no, Sevilla are dropping in. So Sevilla, and you'd imagine Juventus as well. So top teams are dropping into this Europa League. So we need to get that automatic qualification into the round of 16 by winning this group. And we can only do that in one way. And that's by winning this game by 2 goals or more. Do I think we can do it? Yes, I do. I think we will win the game. I'm actually going to go for a 3-0 Manchester United win. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be brave. 3-0 Manchester United. I back us to win this game, win it comfortably, and get through to the round of 16, dropping Real Sociedad in the mud against the Champions League clubs, as Real Madrid make it 5-0 again in their game against Celtic. Now, if you guys have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. And please do let me know your score predictions in the live chat, and make sure you go over to the watch along. There's a link in the description down below. I'll tell you what, it's an unbelievable finish by Valverde for the 5th goal. So yeah, please do go down in the description, press the link, and then you're at the watch along for tomorrow. Anything else do I have? Well, no. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. hit the notification bell so you're notified when I go live. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.